5th. Welcome back for another music class. Thank you for joining me. All right, this week we're going to review some things we did last week and do a couple new things as well. Let's start with that chart that we did last week with our glockenspiel and xylophone instruments called Scales Are a Breeze. And remember, a scale is where you can start on one note and go all the way up to the same note again in a higher version. We're starting on Do, and in fact we were using C as Do, and we were going Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, right? Following the letter names. If we start on C, we go right around the alphabet, D, E, F, G. What happens after G? We go back to the beginning, to A, B, C. So from a low C to a high C is Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. So the low So is D, and the high So, or excuse me, the low C is Do, and the high C is Do. That's a tongue twister, I guess, for Mr. Davidson today. So let's take a look at the chart. And again, if you have an instrument that you can use, awesome. If you don't, that's okay. You can still sing along with us. You can still learn all of the names of the notes and practice your reading skills. So here we go. Okay, let's first of all review the part that we did last week, and that was the first staff. You see that first note is low C. Remember, that's a low note below the staff that has its own little line going through it. If we follow that, just in the first measure, we follow from the C. Next comes D, E, F. So those first four notes, C, D, E, F. E and F we should be pretty familiar with now. E is on the bottom space, on the bottom line, and F is in the first space. So, on your instrument, if you have one, C is probably the bottom note, the biggest bar on your instrument. So let's start there. I'll play the first four notes. You repeat after me. C, D, E, F. Your turn. Look at the next four notes in the next measure. We have G, A, B, C. Starting on G, I'll play them, then you repeat after me. Your turn. Now the third measure, remember, got a little trickier because the rhythm has changed. We are starting on the high C, but it's going to go down a little more quickly because of those eighth notes, those do-days. It goes do, do-day, 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 do. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. So we're going from high C all the way down, but we're following this rhythm. Do, do-day, 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 do. All right, so let's try that. Ready and go. And then, of course, I added one extra note just so we could get down to the low C, which is actually in the last measure, right? It's low C, high C, low C. 3 C's with a rest at the end. You try it. Ready and go. Resting. Good. All right, do your best, and let's try that entire scale from the beginning of the first staff all the way to that rest at the end. Slowly, here we go. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Here's the faster part. And then C, C, C. One more time. Okay, and today we're going to skip down to the third staff. It's the one that has the longer notes, like the whole note it starts with, and it has the squiggly line coming up from that whole note. That is something in music called a glissando, and that means you're going to slide from that note to the next note. Well, it goes from low C all the way to the higher C, right? And it takes 4 beats. So glissandos aren't usually this slow, but this one is. So you're going to take 4 beats to go from here, low C, all the way up to here, high C. So it'd be something like this. Oh, that's very quiet. I'm going to have to move this closer. So you're going to run your mallet. You might not even be able to hear that. Let me try the other end. That's a little bit louder. So glissandos are quiet and gentle, but you are dragging your mallet across the bars of your instrument. From low C, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to the high C. And then, of course, it goes back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we switch to half notes, which means you have to go all the way up in 2 beats. 1, 2, and then back down. 1, 2. And then we switch to quarter notes. 1, 1, 1, 1, because quarter notes are just 1 beat. Do, 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 do. So the beginning especially is going to be a little bit quiet, but listen to me play that whole line, and I'll just sort of count the beats as I go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's try that together. Starting on the low C, slowly up to the high C. 1, 2. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. All right. Now, we're going to go back to the beginning in a second, but I want to talk to you about some of the road map markings that are on this piece of music. You're going to see some different words that at first don't make much sense and some different symbols that we've talked about before, but you might not remember. So, first of all, yes, we start at the beginning and we go through that first staff. And then do you see the 2 little dots at the end of the first staff? That's a repeat sign. So we will go back and do that first staff again. After that, we go down to those glissandos that we just did. And we go through that staff. And then look at the end of that. It has a word that, some words that say DC al fine. That's Italian. DC stands for da capo, the top. So that means the beginning. So it means go to the beginning to the fine. Fine means finish or ending. Can you spot the fine? It is at the end of the first staff where it says fine. So the pattern for this song will be first staff, then repeat first staff, and then we're going to skip down to the glissando staff, and then we go back and do the first staff again to the fine, to the finish. All right, let's try it. Our scale, slowly, here we go. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, 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 repeat. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, C, C. Here's the next staff. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 1, 1. Back to the beginning. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, C, C. All right, so we just completed what would be the first part like the main melody, the first part, not the harmony part, but the melody part to this chart. We will work on the other part next time. But of course, you might not have gotten that perfect, so you can always go back and get it so that you are practiced up and ready to go for next time. Up next, we're going to review our song Lost My Gold Ring from last week. Remember how it goes? Biddy, biddy, hold on, lost my gold ring. One go to Kingston, come back again. Biddy, biddy, hold on, lost my gold ring. One go to Kingston, come back again. Try that with me. Here we go. Biddy, biddy, hold on, lost my gold ring. One go to Kingston, come back again. Biddy, biddy, hold on, lost my gold ring. One go to Kingston, come back again. Alright, so we had a chart that went with it, and we had 3 different recorder harmonies that we were putting with that song, right? So let's take a look at the chart, and yes, you will need your recorder. And again, if you don't have it with you, just sing the notes with us. Okay, take a look. Now remember, we said the C part was easiest last time, so let's start there. The letter name we're using is G because it's on a line, and I start at the bottom and I say every good boy does fine as I count up the lines, and I see that it's on the second line, and that's G, every good. So make sure you have 3 fingers in your left hand covering 3 holes on the top of your recorder, plus your thumb in the back. Okay? And we had a new rhythm too. Remember? Do day, day do. Do day, day do. Do, 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 do. Do day, day do. Alright, let's try it. 1, 2, here we go. And then you see the repeat sign at the end. Yeah, we got to go back and do it again. Here we go. Look at the D part. The letter names we use here are C, that's in that 3rd space, and then we do switch to B's in that quarter note measure, 4 B's in a row, and then we're back to C's again. Remember, B, that's the first note we ever learned on the recorder, so first finger plus thumb. But C is a newer one. That's second finger plus thumb. You got to lift up your first finger. Make sure there's an empty hole at the top of your recorder. It is the same rhythm though. It's still do day day do, do day day do, do 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 do, do day day do. Starting on your C, let's try it. 1, 2, here we go. Repeat. And finally, up to that B part, we use some of our lower notes. We have E on the bottom line, which is 1, 2, 3 fingers in your left hand, plus 2 more fingers in your right hand. Be very gentle with your air. That's how the E should sound. Now, we step down in that quarter note measure to 4 Ds. All you have to do, it's easy for your fingers, all you have to do is add a 3rd finger in your right hand. That should be your ring finger. And that's the only finger that moves in this entire section. We go from E, which has 2 fingers, to D, which has 3 fingers, and then back up to E. It's your air that's going to be trickier, and making sure your fingers are really covering the holes and not letting any air leak out. Let's try it. The entire B section, starting on our low E. 1, 2, here we go. Repeat. All right, maybe you heard Mr. Davidson squeak a little bit when I first tried to go down to that low D. Yeah, I wasn't pressing my finger down enough. You really want to make sure you press so that you are sealing the air inside of the instrument. You're not letting the air leak out. So here we go. We're going to play it 3 times through. We're going to sing the A section, And then you are going to pick which of the 3 harmony parts to play. Your harmony part could be different than mine. Might end up being the same. Who knows? I'm not going to tell you what one I'm going to play either. So we'll see. We might end up on the same one or not. But be confident in whatever one you are playing. So first we sing the A section. Ready? Here we go. Biddy, biddy, hold on, lost my gold ring. One go to Kingston, come back again. Biddy, biddy, hold on, lost my gold ring. One go to Kingston, come back again. Here we go. Repeat. Biddy, biddy, hold on, lost my gold ring. One go to Kingston, come back again. Biddy, biddy, hold on, lost my gold ring. One go to Kingston, come back again. Pick a different part. Biddy, biddy, hold on, lost my gold ring. One go to Kingston, come back again. Biddy, biddy, hold on, lost my gold ring. One go to Kingston, come back again. Okay, well done. And again, if you didn't have your instrument, okay, but you can sing along, you can read the music notes on the page, you can sing the letter names with us and get all of those notes into your head. And for our final song today, we are going to work on Old Macdonald, which I have a chart for here, and it's also a recorder karate song, uses the same notes. Now, this chart is nice because it separates things into different colors so that you can see where some of the notes match up in patterns that you may have seen earlier in the song. So let's take a look at that first green pattern. The first thing to do is get the letter names in your head. So if you need to pause the video for a second, please do that and figure out what letter names we need. Now, it just so happens we start with 3 G's. Then we drop all the way down to a low D. Remember, the D is the one below that bottom line. And then we end this part with an E, E, D. So it goes G, 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 D, E, E, D. Make sure you've got your fingers moving. Let's practice it. We're going to sing. We're going to move our fingers onto the correct notes. The hardest part is going from G down to D. So G is 3 fingers in your left hand. Then to drop all the way down to D, you have to add all 3 fingers in your right hand at the same time. That is tricky. You'll probably squeak, and that's okay, and you can go back and practice it. But let's sing it for now while we move our fingers. Ready? Here we go. Letter names. G, 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 D, E, E, D. All right, let's try playing it. Here we go now. Again, if you want to practice that, which is a good idea, pause the video, play it like 5 times or 10 times, and then start the video. All right, let's do the yellow part. This is a little bit easier. What letter names do we see? I see 2 B's, because that's the 3rd line, 2 A's, and a G that is 3 beats. That's our dotted half note. That's 3 beats long. So it goes B, B, A, G. Let's try singing that and moving our fingers. Here we go. B, B, A, G. Let's try playing it. Here we go. All right. That's an easier part of the song for sure, because B, A, and G, of course, we know very well. All right, let's skip ahead. Let's go to the end of the 2nd staff. in the blue part, we have 2 low Ds where the words are with a chick here. The words with a, those are 2 low Ds. And then it skips down to the 3rd staff. Now, we go from 2 Ds all the way up to what? Gs. So here we go again with that jump. This time, instead of going from G down to D, we go from D up to G. So I just want to look at D, D, G, G, G. Just that. It's with a chick here. That's where I'm talking about in the song. With a chick here. D, D, G, G, G. I'll play it, then you play it. And then look, we keep going. And a chick there. It's really the same thing, except the last G is longer. It's a half note. So it goes D, D, G, G, G. Okay, and then the part that goes here a chick, there a chick, everywhere a chick. See how all the notes are on the same exact line? They don't go up or down. They stay on the G line. So really, you only have to worry about the rhythm. Do they do, do they do, do they do, they do. Right? Can you see that? I'll play it, then you play it. You follow along. I'm starting on Hear a Chick. And then we go back to a green part, same as the beginning, and then we end the song with a yellow part. Oh boy, all right. The only thing we skipped out was at the end of the 1st staff, there is 1 low D. And on that farm, the word and on, that's a low D, and yes, you jump up to G for the beginning of the green part again. So there's another D to G jump. That's the tricky part of this song. All these G to D and D back to G jumps we have to do with our fingers. All right, but let's try it. Let's try playing along. And if you mess up, for now, because we're playing together, just keep on going, try to catch up. But you can always pause the video and work on your trouble spots later. 1, 2, here we go. There you go. The entire song, Old Macdonald, or at least one verse of it, because of course in the real song we go back and sing about more and more and more animals, but that's really just the same notes repeated over and over again. So practice it. Again, if you don't have an instrument, practice singing. Sing those letter names. Try to move your voice just like the recorder does. Don't go, Old Macdonald. Stretch your voice a little bit. Old MacDonald had a farm, right? Or letter names. G, 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 D, E, E, D. And honestly, even if you have your recorder, you should still be singing the song so that your brain knows where you're going with the notes and the pitches. Okay, everybody, that's all I've got for you today. I will see you again next week for another music class. Until then, take care. Have a great week. See you soon. Bye-bye.